is Kyle, and I'm Bud's younger brother. In fact, I think I was what my parents called the good son. No, I was mistaken.
You're just a little child.
All right. I wanted to say, but Samuel Coleridge said, "Flowers are lovely. Love is flower-like. Friendship is like a sheltering tree. But it is quite clear that you have a towering tree in this community, and it shelters you. It has allowed you to flourish, not only in your life and your business, but it has allowed you to meet Linda and have a wonderful partner." Jenna Walden may ask, why would anybody want to live in Juneau? I think the answer for you, Bud, is your sheltering tree. I've been told I go long, and I've been trying to keep it brief, but I feel really bad. I wanted to end with a quote about love. So, this past week while I've been in town, I went to the Juneau Library, and I'm like, okay, I'll find a website about love. So I put love into the Google search bar. What was it? 1.5 billion websites. So then I put romantic love. We've got it down to 2.7 million. Access denied. So I grabbed the Bartlett's, and flipping through, I found this quote, which I would like to tribute to the two of you. It's from Jose Marti, the revolutionary poet hero from Cuba, who wrote, "Love is born with the pleasure of looking at each other. It is fed with the necessity of seeing each other. It is concluded with the impossibility of separation." But I love you like a brother, because you are. Congratulations to the two of you.
Thank you. So, on behalf of the bridesmaids, we were talking about Linda. We remember Linda's been single Linda. And we always rated all the gushy love people, you know, couples and stuff, but it was like, it was the BOVs, the buckets of vomit. So, I think we all know this, and we just want to say that you two have like the buckets of vomit. You guys are like below on the chart.
I've known Bud the least of anybody here probably, and I met him in Sitka, Alaska. And you know, it's hard to meet someone in Sitka, Alaska because of the vast population there. But Bud and I found each other, and we both worked at a similar place, and Bud was always like a brother to me from day one, and I've always appreciated it, even though everything I've ever been through, Bud has been there for me. And I look out in this crowd, and I think most of the people I've met here is because of Bud and bringing me to Juneau and meeting everybody that I consider to be family. And Linda, I can't. That's it.
I can't get up that high.
And Linda, you're a brave woman. I honestly, when you first met, I said, Bud, don't mess this with me. To myself. Don't do it again. But our friendship grew through the love of beer. Bud and I used to brew beer in our one-bedroom apartment. It wasn't really a one room. It was a one room when we first moved here. And I love you, Bud, and I look forward to the many happy years we'll be here together. Yep.
When Linda proposed that we make a trip with Bud and Doug to Vegas, my first thought was, yes! And I said, well, what if you guys break up before then? So we're not that soon into the relationship, let's be honest. I mean, it's Juneau and all. And I said, well, what if we break up? Austin, just go for it. And she said, well, we'll still have Doug. Yes! And we'll still have Doug. And it's been great watching these guys do all this kooky stuff together. And
Whatever it is, they
and when they said, well, you know, because you came into the diner and you said something about getting married, and I kind of was like, oh, and I swear to God, now my first thought was, that's gonna be a good cake. I can't wait. Thank you for bringing me free food. Thank you for setting up all kinds of geeky electronic stuff for me. Thank you for the good cake we're about to eat, and thank everybody here for coming to this awesome day, and I'm so happy for you guys, and I mean that sincerely. And I love most of you here. So salute to you both.
I'm Stacey and this is Vicky. And we met Linda when we were 17 at summer camp in the Pocono Mountains. So we knew Linda when she climbed her first mountain.
Were you guys there?
I was also very fortunate because Linda transferred to Albany, leaving Wisconsin behind, thankfully, and had the wonderful experience of living with her. And I knew about her generous spirit because when we were in school, when it was her turn to go to the market, we would send her with a list and she would always come back with half because she would leave some with the guys on the corner who didn't have any money. Very generous. Needless to say, we stopped sending her to the market.
And just, Carol, don't listen to this story because Linda's best story really involves Linda and I going to a Grateful Dead show and Mickey locking us in a car in Staten Island. Right?
You can ask her about that story.
But Linda and I and Mickey, we've had some wild times in New York. We had some wild times when we came to visit Linda in '95. We thought she would never make it.
Out of the houseboat.
Here we are. No, left on her houseboat. We peed in the pee bucket.
So we want to wish to the two of you a hearty mazal tov, to a very lucky man, Bud, and to an extraordinary woman. We love you both. Yes. L'chaim to the two of you.
I'm Danny. I'm Bud's youngest brother.
Hey, Dan!
I'm what our parents affectionately knew as, oh no, not again. But seriously, I want to keep this short. I just want to tell an old story about my first bicycle. I was like 4 or 5 years old. My parents got me a bike with training wheels. And I used to ride that around every day. I'd go out in the driveway and do circles and go a little bit down the street. They wouldn't let me go too far, you know. And go home from school one day and I go into the garage and Bud's sitting there taking the training wheels off my bike. And I just start bawling. I'm figuring he's breaking another one of my toys, you know? And I'm crying and Bud's just like, shut up. And he's taking it off. And finally he gets done, he puts the bike down and he says, get on it and ride. Whoa! Okay, so I get on it and I just take right off. And I go rolling down the street. In fact, Bud had to hop on his bike and come chase me down and be like, no, you're not allowed to go that far away from the house. Get back. So basically the point is, Bud always pushed me to do the best I could. He's one that instilled in me that it's not failure or success that matters. It's as long as you try your hardest, and if anybody has seen Bud work and knows how Bud works, he always tries his hardest, and usually success arises, and that's why I know Bud and Linda, two beautiful people, you're both going to succeed, and I look forward to many years of knowing the two of you.
I'm going to keep this short and sweet because unlike Bud's side of the family, who seemed to follow after Bud with his epic Russian novel-like joke-telling, I'm going to stay on the Linda side of things and say, here's to love. It's worth the wait, and you guys truly show us that there is really someone out there for everyone.
You know, it's interesting. When I got married a number of years ago, people said, are you sure you're ready for marriage? And I said, yes, I've lived with Bud Curtis. I can handle it. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. You know, I promised Bud I wouldn't tell the story about him peeing on my shoes. So I won't. And most of you have heard the story about the party at the end of the road, so I won't tell that one again. But I wanted to just share the little story about how I first met Bud. We were in this biology class together at Western Washington University. And I was actually more of the nerdy one at the time. I was the one that came in and actually wanted to learn something. You know, so I'd come in with my pens sharpened and ready to go. And